Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. All praises due to Allah who knows only the day when it happens. Peace and blessing of Allah be upon the final messenger who taught and warned us the reality of the last day. Dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today we'll talk about the last day, belief in the last day. What do you know about the last day? Every Muslim must have a belief in the last day, Yawm al-Akhirah, which related to the resurrection and judgment and endless life after it, either in paradise or hellfire. May Allah save us. Due to its great importance of this pillar of faith, Allah the Almighty mentioned it, attaching its belief with His belief of the Day of Judgment in 90 times in the Holy Quran, by saying, one who believes in Allah in the last day, Allah the Almighty in this day will judge and show His perfect justice to all His creations for their deeds. And it's a day of reward and punishment as well. The oppressed will take his right fully from the one who mistreated him and unfairly persecuted him. Allah the Almighty says in the Quran, this day every soul will be recompensed for what it earned, and no justice, no injustice today. Indeed, Allah is swift in account. Believers who are described as who believe in Allah in the last day, Allah the Almighty says, indeed, those who believed and those who were Jewish, Christians, Sabians before the Prophet Muhammad, those among them who believed in Allah in the last day and did righteousness will have their reward with their Lord. And no fear will be there concerning them, nor will they grieve. Allah the Almighty reminds the responsible guardians in the family to do their duty well by saying, if they believe truly in Allah in the last day. In another instance, about a divorced woman, Allah the Almighty makes condition for her obedience to His command with her belief in Him in the last day by saying, divorced woman, remain in the waiting for 3 periods. It's not lawful for them to conceal what Allah has created in their wombs if they believe in Allah in the last day. He Almighty considered this belief in the last day is as disbelief in Himself. As the Quran says, whoever disbelieves in Allah and His angels, His books, His messengers in the last day is the one who goes far astray. The last day is truly will take place, even if we try to deny or reject it at all. Allah the Almighty says, so how will it be when we assemble them for a day about which there is no doubt? And each soul will be compensated in full what's earned, and they will not be wronged. Allah, there is no deity except Him, and He will surely assemble you for account on the day of resurrection, and about which there is no doubt. And who is more trustful than Allah's statement? The Prophet, peace and blessing of Allah be upon him, said, on the day of resurrection, the rights will be paid for those whom they are due, so much so that a ownership will be retaliated by punishing the ownership which broken its horns. Regarding the teachings of the Prophet, peace and blessing of Allah be upon him, it is compulsory to believe in the day of judgment, as the Prophet's saying and mentioned in the Hadith Ibrahim, to believe in Allah, His angels, His books, His messengers, and the last day. Belief in the last day includes many happenings, like especially in the grave, life after death, interrogation, torture, and pleasant stay in the grave, and all unseen incidents that take place after dying. There are some minor and major signs or happenings occur pre-day of judgment, like the blow of trumpet for the resurrection. This pillar of faith also include belief in the hellfire, its punishment, and paradise is pleasant, and the everlasting bliss, which its climax is to see the Almighty. May Allah elevate us to this rank and save us from your punishment. What are the fruits? What are the benefits we can get from believing in the Day of Judgment? 1. Motivating people to do more goods, to gain reward from these good deeds. Having provision for that day, where there is no deeds to perform, but a reward. 2. Avoid bad deeds to save and protect ourselves from torment and punishment in the hereafter. 3. To have patience about losses in the temporary world and life, and to gain the endless bliss and reward in the hereafter. 4. To do the best deeds to get the best ending, good end of life, khatima, and to keep good in goodness and accompanying righteous people, follow straight path, and as the Prophet Yusuf, peace be upon him, said, express his hope by saying, cause me to die a Muslim and join me with righteous. 5. To aware and care for another transition life, the barzakh life, in the grave life, doing more good deeds and avoiding those deeds which lead us to torture in the grave. Keep firm in the creed of Tawheed and follow the straight path and the sincere guidance of the Prophet. And 6. Being away from some abhorrent deeds which lead to the torture in the grave, like abstain from performing prayer, salat, never saved oneself from being soiled after urination. That means not washing private parts after urination. Backbiting, slander, like that deeds. 7. The love of Allah and guided people, sacred places, and performing good deeds and uttering good, speaking good, and conditions which make us nearer to His mercy. Dear brothers and sisters, let me finish our saying about this thing, is the reality of the thing, about a nomad, what a nomad, an Arabi said about this one. By nature, these people are very weak people. And he decided one day, Alhaakumut takathur, competition in the worldly increased, diverted you until you visit the graveyards. Yes, he contemplated this, and in deep sight he said, this justifies there is a resurrection after being dead or buried. And he was asked, how it can be? He said, Allah the Almighty said, till you visit the grave. But He didn't say, till you enter the grave. There's a clear evidence that one day a visitor will depart the place he visited. May Allah save us from torture of the grave and support us and grant us your pleasure and make us the inheritance of Firdaus. And grant us your pleasure and make us the inheritance for those. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.